Perhaps you types and kinds, and you all know who you are from what I say. I don't even need to directly point you out. Perhaps you cannot think long term, which wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm wondering if I should even... it doesn't really much matter because, I mean, hey, you're going to find it anyway, so you might as well know. I'm going to have a link to something that I think everyone should download and read. I got wind of this. Doesn't even need to worry about how I got wind of this, but FM space 6-2003. Okay. Ethnic cleansing operations. I went through this foolishness, and just in glancing over it in my mind, there's several problems that come about with this. Okay, so first thing, this is in no order of importance, but you know, just some stuff you might want to think about. Let's just say you imbeciles actually did get what you want. Now this manual seems to be targeted just to blacks, but no doubt it's going to be used on everyone that's just not white. Okay. Alright. And I'd like to think, considering that there's really no definition of white, white can be anything depending on what time period you're in. Go back in the 70s and there was no white not of Hispanic or white Hispanic. They were all just considered white. There was a time when there weren't, and then they were, and then they're not again. Okay. So for white, we will say it is historically based in Europe, wherever the hell, maybe northern, northwestern, or just based in Europe. As far as I'm concerned, they're all white. Let's just say you get what you want. Here comes some of the problems that I'm seeing. Number one, you go and kick out everyone that's not white in America by force. Okay, just round them up Nazi style and just kick them out. Okay. What makes you think that you're going to survive? See, here's the interesting thing about this. And I never get a clear answer from that. I never get a proper answer. I never get an answer at all. You white people that want your ethno-state, your white ethno-state, you had that. You had that in Europe before you all, of your own freedom and free fucking will, decided to go all over the world, and not just go over the world and okay, this is what's here. Wow. And then get your asses back to fucking Europe. Cold ass, no resource having Europe. Okay? You decided to go all over the world and set up shop. Why the hell did you all not just stay in Europe if you really wanted your white ethno-state so much? What was wrong with Europe? What was wrong with Europe? Why the hell did you feel the need to go and expand? Well, why didn't you all just stay where you are? Okay, so now America is now this white ethno-state, much like Europe was. How long do you think you're going to last? The Japanese tried this Japanese only, no outsiders thing. And that was working all well and great until Perry came. And then we found out it wasn't working so fucking great. North Korea's trying that shit right now. And it's working just swimmingly for them, isn't it? What the hell makes you think that if you get this white ethno-state where you kicked out everybody that's non-white by force, right? It's funny seeing those last couple of pages where you have this form you have to fill out. I'm abandoning all this shit and I'm leaving all this. Signed and date and stamped. Alright. What makes you think the rest of the world is going to do business with you? Huh? America has a lot of resources, but they don't have everything they need, right? What makes you think the rest of the world, China, India, everything south of the U.S. border, everywhere, hell, maybe even Canada, man. What Middle East, Africa, all of Africa? What makes you think they're going to do business with you then? Obviously, they won't. So then, I see. You're going to do that by force as well. Well, it should be one thing that you should understand is that the U.S. can, as it currently is with everybody here, can take on any country one-on-one, with Russia probably just from its raw size being the hardest. From what I've come to understand, Russia is the one country that nobody will ever be able to fully take over simply because of raw size. But you can give every country some problems. One thing that I don't think anybody realizes is that the U.S. cannot give, hell, even Europe cannot give everybody on the planet problems all at once. Okay? If you get what you want with this ethno-state, ethnic cleansing, whatever the hell, you will have the entire wrath of the rest of the planet on you all at once. You will be destroyed. White people might be the majority in the United States and maybe even in Europe still, maybe. You all are the vast minority on the planet. You will be fucking destroyed. And no amount of natural defenses, two bodies of water, oceans, or mountains, or whatever the hell, is going to save you from that. Or, probably the longer, slower, but perhaps easier way, just leave you to the U.S. Leave you to the U.S. and, hell, even give you back Europe. We already know Europe doesn't have anything. That's the reason why you all left in the first place. Right? Didn't even have any fucking spices for your shitty-ass food. You had to go over to India and, what you thought was India, and eventually India to get some shit. Right? Now, let's not pretend like Africa isn't the most resource-intensive body on this planet. Okay. You all will go the way Japan did before Perry got there. You will go the way North Korea is now. In relatively short order. I don't see how you all don't see that. Don't see it. You're going to kick out all the non-whites. This includes the Asians. This includes the East Indians. This includes non-whites. They go back to their historical, historical, I'll say, for lack of a better term, countries. Historical origins, right? Those countries are going to use the brains. No doubt some of them are engineers, doctors, lawyers, whatever the hell. They're going to use those brains to build up those countries. One of the many reasons that the U.S. is so great, depending on who you ask, is because a lot of the good minds from other countries come here and they don't stay here. Very few of them, well, they do stay here. Very few of them actually go back to their own country, and that's the reason why their other countries are still suffering. There's no shortage of immigrants that come here and rise up, but they don't go back and bring their wealth with them, their wealth and knowledge with them. For whatever reason, it might be too hard to, might not have enough money to, whatever, but still they don't. If you force them out, they have no choice. Let that shit sit and fester for a while, and yeah. And at that point, if you get what you want here, I don't see how all these other non-white people aren't essentially going to be forced to link up with each other, actually get on even ground, and as one planetary whole, come back for you. Right? Now then, let's look at another thing. Business. Anyone with an IQ of 0 or above knows that in business in general, and then really just with people, humans, mortal humans up to a certain point, there comes a point where you don't really care about the money as well. It's about other things. But before that, you don't care about the people, you care about the money. Once you have enough money, there comes a point where you don't care about the money, you care about other things, right? What this ethnic cleansing thing is doing, non-whites, and let's just include Hispanic in those non-whites, even if they might want to be you Asians, hey, honorary whites, not honorary enough. White beta, the white Hispanics, and honorary whites, the Asians. The fact is, you're not white, so you all are going to have to leave as well, right? So take all the non-whites in America, okay? What percentage of the population is that? You're really going to tell me that these corporations are going to have no problem losing, more or less, obviously it's not exact, but losing that percentage of their profits? And I'm just using nice round thoughts here. You know, obviously it might not be exact, maybe more, maybe less, right? And it actually really isn't round, depending on which company it is. Jeep might not lose any sales, considering, you know, what's the main demographics of Jeeps, you know, like Wranglers and all that shit. Nike, on the other fucking hand, well, they might not be amused. They might be quite perturbed. Very nonplussed, double plus on good this, when you all get your ethnic fucking bullshit cleansing. They might not be too fucking happy about their profits. Something tells me the businesses are not going to stand for this. They lose their businesses here from all of the non-whites that left. They sure as hell are going to lose their business. You really think you're going to do this ethnic cleansing thing? And all these multinational organizations that have their tentacles in other continents and countries are still going to be able to function? Really? Really? You think China's taking your shit now? Oh my God! You people really haven't thought this through. You really haven't. Okay, let's go for a third one, and this one you actually did address. The amount of white people that aren't really gonna be on board with this. Okay, well, kill them all as well. Okay. You also seem to underestimate the amount of black people that, when it comes to literal fuck it mode, fuck the cops, fuck the military, fuck everything, they're coming in here Nazi SS style to come round us up in everything short of the actual ovens and gas chambers, but doing pretty much everything else except that. There are no more laws. Enter God mode. Do whatever the fuck you need to do. Anybody that's not non-white goes down immediately. I really think you underestimate the amount. I mean, in hell, non-white, non-black, all you Asians, white Hispanics, hell, dark Hispanics, East Indians. Once they're done with us, and we are the second highest black people, I believe, black people as a whole, no matter which black you're from, African, Caribbean, whatever the hell, black people as a whole, I believe, if not, are what, the second highest majority in this, second highest non-white majority. Hispanics, obviously, I think are number one at this point, and probably have been for a while. Blacks, I think, are number two. Everybody else, like what, Asians, have you even passed double digits yet, or are you all still a single digit percentage of the population, right? My point in all that is, once they're done with us, let's just say that they are actually able to get past us, right? What makes you think they're not going to come for you? Indians, I'll leave you out because as far as I mean, most of you Indians are just too fucking dark to even attempt to pass for white, no matter what you might want to believe. But you Asians, according to various studies and statistics and stuff, Asian men, Asians enjoy the highest standard of Asian men enjoy the highest standard of living in at least America, if not the Western world, right? The highest standard of living, and despite the amount of you Asian women that keeps on being the Chun-Li hentai fuck toy cum dumpster, fuck doll for white men. I'm not gonna pretend like Asian women aren't enjoying, between white men and Asian men, they aren't enjoying a relatively high standard of living as well. Relative to what? Relative to everybody else. Perhaps even white women. However, why is it that you Asians aren't running shit as far as a high level? As far as you have the wealth, at least for your percentage, okay? But power and influence, you all... what's going on there? You all don't even have power and influence as a percentage of your population. You don't. Why not? So what makes you think that they are going to spare you and leave everybody else? When it comes down to it, you're not white. You might want to think you are. You might think, yo, maybe if I get pumped full of enough white dick, white cum, they'll no. So what makes you think they're not going to come for all the rest of you after they get past us? I don't think this ethnic cleansing operation, and this thing is not new. This manual, this pamphlet, leaflet, whatever you want to call it, is not new. The 2003, yeah. This thing is quite old, actually, right? I don't know if there's an updated one, but it's quite old. Just so many fucking factors to this. So, and you can tell, despite what anybody might want to think, right? Despite what anybody might have in the back of their mind, even at the highest levels, we all know Hollywood is racist. We all know Hollywood is whatever. We all know some of these CEOs. I mean, there's no shortage of stuff we've caught CEOs and higher level people in different companies saying less than favorable things about black people and just non-whites in general, okay? Especially black, though. However, they're not about to give up their money, their status, and all that shit for some bullshit-ass ethno-state, whatever the fuck, and lose all the... They're not... And the problem with that a lot of you white people have, especially you types and kinds, the ones that the most subscribe to this thing, especially overtly, right, is that you honestly believe that all whites are on board with everything. Most whites are not going to be on board with this, because I'd like to think, because like all this, I haven't scripted this. All this is just off the top of my fucking head. So if we actually sat down and marinated and slow roasted on this shit, they'd probably come up with more problems as to like, yo, we can't do this. Like, you know, this isn't gonna fucking work for a number of reasons. Probably more than the ones that I listed here. Fucking isolation that hasn't worked. It didn't work for anybody else. You know. It just... Not looking long term on this. Anyway, This is cute. This is funny. This is amusing to me. Oh, and one last thing. Although this you could probably deduce from everything I just went and said. If, let's just say for argument that this happened, this ethnic cleansing, get rid of all the white people, I mean all the non-white people, especially the blacks. Forget any genetic thing, because it's bad enough that you all are on the decline as far as genetics go, as far as nature goes. Not even white people as a whole, but the types and kind. Okay. But with everybody gone, and it's just you all, what guarantee do you, and you've isolated yourself off, you have a white state, okay. What guarantee do you have that you're going to be able to survive and thrive? Right? This might actually, can't believe I'm going to actually say this to end this video, but this happening may actually just be the best thing. Because let's be honest here, if this shit happens, there's no way in hell you're going to be able to keep all those military bases all over the world open. Those things are going to instantly go down. The people, much less the military of those countries, are going to storm that place and take it over. Okay? That's one. Everybody's going to be screaming for fucking revenge on that one. Right? It may come instantly, or it may come 10, 20, 30, 40 days, weeks, months, years, decades, maybe, from now. But as you, with your American white ethno-state, start to go down because you all have isolated yourselves, not only because you want to be isolated, but because nobody else is going to work with you, but they're willing to work with everybody else, you're going to see everywhere else, including Africa, all of a sudden rise up damn near literally overnight to first world status, right? Because there's going to be no more fucking games. All of the entities that have kept Africa as a whole in the state that it's in will be gone, you know. Everywhere else is gonna all of a sudden, shit's gonna get really fucking fair really fucking quickly. And like I said earlier in this video, the US, even as it is now with everybody in here, all these different people, cannot take on the entire planet all at once. It would get destroyed. Now it's just a few white people, because again, a lot of white people that are not about any of this shit, they're gonna be killed off by the ones that are. It says right there in the manual. Okay. Race mixers, race interracial breeders and all that stuff, they are to be destroyed. So you have even less white people to use, right? And hell, as it is right now, you aren't even able to keep up your own fucking numbers. Your numbers are going down. So I can't imagine how it's gonna just... You people did not think this through. Just here right now on the fly, not having scripted anything out, not having gave it the amount of thought that maybe I'd like to give it, you all have not thought this out. And that and the fact that I'm just able to sit here needing to take a shit, needing to take a piss, I'm a bit hungry, I'd like to go get some other stuff done. I'd like to play some video games too. And despite all this other stuff that I would like to, and in some cases need to do before I explode. I really need to head to that bathroom and undrop ordnance in that toilet, like unload freight. Despite all that, I'm able to sit here. I'm able to sit here and pick this shit apart. And I'm supposed to be the one with the low IQ. Because, fill in the blank with whatever white supremacist talking point you want. This might actually be the best thing. This may, in fact, be the best thing. And you're the ones with the high IQs, huh? Okay. Well, good luck to you with this ethnic cleansing shit. You're gonna need it. Later.